Can you talk about personally how exciting this is for you? I know your work's not done, but you and I guess GB too. But what it means after 7 long years to make your first trip to the postseason?
Yeah, man, sure. Man, it's kind of hard to put into words. The feeling, there's a lot of hard work. You kind of heard Bo talking about it. It's a lot of hard work and a lot of, dedication behind the scenes, off season, during the season. There's just a lot of work that goes into, these seasons. And, unfortunately, there's been more times than not. This is the last time we'll probably be talking to y'all. And, to be in that situation where we get a chance to extend our season, 1 week at a time, it's a really cool experience, man. I mean, I'm so happy. GB and I got to have a little moment on the sideline when the game was getting ready to be over, and you want to talk about a guy who has been through a lot, a guy who has battled through injuries, a guy who has battled through just as much as I have, and you add a year on top of it, man. But to see the joy and the light in his eyes, man, to know that we have a chance, that's all you can ask for, to have a chance. And it's a really good feeling to just know that we have an opportunity to extend our season, to do something special, and get this organization back on track to what is known. This organization is known for winning. You look on the wall and you see all of this success that this organization has had, and for the past 9 years, we haven't held up our end of the bargain on the field. And to be able to be in this spot where we get to continue this legacy of this season, and to potentially, do something special, to get put up on this wall of past champions. It's a humbling experience, and I'm just grateful that I'm able to do this with the guys in that locker room. It's a very hungry, dedicated locker room that we have, and I tell you guys all the time how grateful I am for those guys, including the practice squad guys. We have a great group of guys in that locker room that believe in each other, and to be able to go to work every day with a group of guys like that, man, it's like I said, humbling to be able to have this this moment with them.
Obviously, you had a couple chances to clinch. It could have been dramatic today, but when you jump out to that start and then have the ability to enjoy it in the second half, how special was it just to be able to look around and sort of take it in down the stretch?
Man, it was really cool for us to be able to go out there and start fast. We say it every week, start fast, but to both sides of the ball, offensively and defensively. You look at the defense. I think I was talking to one of the guys. They said they played like 6 snaps in the first quarter, and I'm like, that's crazy to think about. I think we had like 3 possessions in the first quarter, and we were moving the ball, just chewing clock up. And we always talk about in order to be a great team and to be these playoff teams that go deep, you have to be able to control the game, and to be able to watch us go out there and just convert third downs, just moving the ball down the field, man. It's one of those feelings that you almost feel untouchable, and as an offense, and to be able to be a part of that, and to see the joy on offense and defense side of the ball, just seeing the joy of guys going out there playing not loose, not feeling like, oh, we have to go out here and play a perfect game or we're not going to make the playoffs. It was we didn't perform how we wanted to perform these last 2 weeks. However, we know who we are. We know the type of team that we are. We know the standard that we set, the standard we practice with, the standard that we play our games with. We just got to go out there and play to our standard, and to watch guys go out there and play to their standard and see the energy and the juice on the sideline, on the field, man, it was chills, I guess you can say. A little bit of chills.
Court, one of those guys was Bo, who went out and had 4 touchdowns today. As a rookie, how special is it for him to lead you guys to the playoffs or help lead you to the playoffs? And when did you realize that, man, this is the guy?
Man, shoes. I got to lay eyes on Bo during minicamp, and I was like, man, he can throw that ball a little bit. And being able to get into training camp and see his determination to want to grow, to want to learn. He asked so many questions of just wanting to understand concepts, and seeing, like, watching him, we'll run through a play and then he'll come back and start having conversations with us. And I'm like, man, it's hard to get some veteran quarterbacks to do some of those things, and to see a young guy have so much drive and passion for the game, it makes everyone around you better. And I think I might have said it before, but for your quarterback to be the guy that has that energy, that has that juice, that comes to work every day with a smile on his face and a determination to get better. When your quarterback's that guy, it makes everybody else in the entire building better. And he's that guy. You know, he shows up to work, and he's just determined to be the best him that he can be. And it ultimately makes everyone around him better. And I never wavered. You know, it's so funny. Hearing all the things of, you know, the Broncos are going to win 4 games and 3 games and 2 games and this and that, got a rookie quarterback, blah, blah. And I'm like, man, they had no idea what we had in this locker room and what we have in this locker room and the type of player that Bo is. Bo isn't your, you know, average rookie. You know, he comes into, like I said, comes into work like a veteran. You would, if no one knew that Bo was a rookie this year and you just saw how he worked and saw how he played on the field, no one would say, oh, yeah, that's a rookie, you know. And I admired that about him. I admired that he doesn't allow the outside circumstances or the outside noise to try to determine the type of player that he's going to be. And he has so much more. I've told y'all before, it's only the beginning, man. I'm so excited I get to experience Bo Nix's career. And however long I get to experience it, I know he's going to play a lot longer than I will. But however long I get to experience it, man, it's a fun experience to be on. It's a fun roller coaster to ride, as you can say. And man, he got so much more. It's only the beginning. This isn't a farewell to Bo's rookie season, man. He got a lot more in the tank going into this rookie season, and you know it's dope to see him carry an organization and a team to the playoffs after not being in the playoffs for 9 seasons.
Last 2, Ryan and Eric.
Court, Malcolm said in the locker room how he thought that joint practice with the Packers gave him an idea that we can, you know, beat the odds and make it to the playoffs. What did you see during that joint practice from you guys that kind of maybe gave you that same belief as well?
I feel like there was a couple things. One, talking to the defense after they got done, and the way that they explained how they felt like they dominated on that side of the ball, it was encouraging, you know, to have a defense go up against, at the point in time that Jordan Love had signed his contract, you would think he was the highest paid quarterback in the league at the time. And for them to go over there and have the couple days that they had plus the game, it was encouraging. And then for us on offense, there was a 2-minute drill, and I'm pretty sure y'all probably know, but there was a 2-minute drill that we had against their defense, and I think we ran like 4 plays, and we got within 5 yards of scoring, and they said start over. And seeing that, you know, with a young guy like Bo, this was probably 3 weeks into training camp, you know, for him to go out there and orchestrate a 2-minute drill like that against a defense of that quality, of that caliber, that was definitely encouraging as an older guy in that locker room. To see Bo go out there and handle and manage that situation the way he did, it was very encouraging. And I think like I said, I say all the time, man, his development, his persistence to get better is, I feel like, what makes him so special. But yeah, I would say those 2 situations, I think in that joint practice gave us a little bit of a, all right, we can go out there and compete, because obviously they're a playoff team as well, a really good team. The Packers are a really good team, and so for us to go out and perform the way we did in that joint practice, it was good to see.
Last one, Eric.
Court, Garrett was just talking about how even in the tough years, he always believed that at some point you would get to this moment.
Mm-hmm.
How did you keep that belief? Did you, in the offseason, have to think about this moment when you'd someday get there? I guess just how did you keep that faith during some of these tough times?
Man, I would say it's understanding, like I'm a big guy, and it might have been something I learned in college, but sticking true to the process. You know, you can't expect instant results, instant gratification when you're running a marathon. You know, it's not gonna always happen right in front of you when you want it to happen. You got to lean on faith. You got to understand that, you know, the picture is bigger than what you can imagine. You know, as y'all know, man, I'm a God-fearing man, and you know, I always talk about how it's so funny how we'll drop something of what our expectations of what we want something to be, and when it doesn't happen, we get so upset. But then, you know, you keep staying true to it, staying consistent with it, having the faith, and whenever you ultimately do get to the end of that tunnel, the picture's way bigger than anything that you could have imagined. And, you know, through those dark times, man, through those seasons where we were playing, you know, the last 3-4 games of the season with no playoff contention, you know, those are those times where you got to lean on faith, and you got to understand that the picture's going to get bigger and better in the long haul. You just got to continue to have that faith that it's going to get there. And, you know I mentioned it earlier, but to be able to go, GB and I are the 2 longest tenured guys on the team, and so we've been through the ugly, you know, and so for us to be able to, you know, see this other side of it and be able to have this opportunity to continue this legacy of this season, man, this is really dope, man. This is, like I said, and you can't expect it to happen right away. You can't expect it to be something that's going to be instant. You know, if you really want something that's going to be great, that's going to be special, life-changing, you know, you got to stay persistent and consistent with it. And I think that's kind of where we have been.